I'm going to try and keep this review as short as possible because I have a lot more videos to work on. But for your information, I'm not this Top Gun fanatic who holds the first movie near and dear to my heart with this great sense of nostalgia because, I mean, I never saw it up until this movie was announced, Top Gun Maverick. And in preparation for the best experience possible, I put on the first Top Gun released way back in 1986, and it was charming, heartwarming, a nice 80s flick injected with heavy romance, the most 80s music you could possibly think of, and had a lot of great plane stunts, especially for the time. And with that, I was ready, and the next day I went to see Top Gun Maverick. This shit blew the tip off of my... Now, I'm not going to talk about spoilers because I don't think it's very necessary, and I do encourage those who haven't seen it to watch it in the best theater possible, on the biggest screen possible, and I mean the biggest. This movie brings back Tom Cruise playing Maverick from the original film from over 30 years ago, and a lot has happened since then, and I love how they don't try too hard to fill in those gaps because that's just unrealistic. I don't want the feeling of where we left off from the first film because more than 30 years have passed. It truly feels like we catch up with Maverick in the present. No great exposition over what happened in the past 3 decades, but rather his life just keeps going, and I like that. There is some romance in here, obviously, but it absolutely doesn't overshadow the main objective within the plot. An established theme is made on a certain character, and this romance actually serves for the character in a great way, correlating with that theme, at least in my opinion. See, the first one was more about Maverick graduating from the aviators program and ends with a skimmed through mission to close the film. This movie is about the mission, and it makes for a more intense, intriguing, and more engaging plot in general. This movie had some surprisingly funny moments as well. Like, my theater was legit laughing so hard. The performances in this film are all really great. There isn't a single moment I would really complain about. Tom Cruise crushes it, and he does not miss a beat. His character is done absolute justice with not only having a completed arc, but also helping the movie feel earned. He does things that pay off and makes you feel happy for his character in many ways. Miles Teller is also in this film as someone very important. That was a great surprise, and he brought a lot of nuance to his character. At first, he doesn't feel like a huge impact to the film, but his arc starts to complete, and then when the third act, that's when he gets a lot of focus on his character, and the finale makes it even more engaging. You will indeed feel this finale creep up on you, and when it does, when it starts, you'll have nothing but chills. Seeing the advancement of technology compared to the first one was great, but it was used to perfection. The flight sequences in here are by far the most immersive cinematic experience I could think of in a while. It puts you in that cockpit and makes you a part of it. I found myself clenching my fist or gripping my seat multiple times and then realizing it. It's very intense, and it doesn't go by fast. The film lets you experience this mission unlike the previous installment. The buildup of this feels a lot more earned and rewards you with an intense action-packed sequence that gives you a rush. The pacing of this movie is really only my gripe. At times it felt like the movie was speeding up and picking up a lot of momentum, but then abruptly slowing down with scenes to spend with individual characters for exposition. But it wasn't anything that crushed the movie or experience, but literally the only thing I could have felt been improved on. You may be wondering, well, Keezy, would you have to watch the first film to watch this one? And it's not 100% absolutely necessary, but the experience is 1000% amplified if you do. The experience you get if you watch the first film feels a lot more rewarding and earned, and you get a lot more smaller references and things very quickly, and I don't know, it just feels good. Personally, I would tell you to, just to see how far the technology has came, how far Maverick the character has came, and all the little small callbacks and references that make it feel so much more special. There are characters in here that you will automatically feel for in some ways due to the previous film, and even specific scenes are referenced and remade for hardcore audiences to enjoy. Overall, Top Gun Maverick was something I expected to be good, but my expectations were completely blown. Everything Everywhere All at Once was my favorite film of the year up until this movie's release. It was near perfection, so very little I would change in any way from this film. This isn't just an action film, this isn't just a romance, this isn't a comedy, just a Tom Cruise special. No, this was an experience, specifically the Top Gun Maverick experience. This film literally took flight and soared way over my expectations. It's my new favorite movie of the year, and for all of these reasons, I'm going to give Top Gun Maverick a more than deserved 96%. Once again, I very much encourage you to go see this on the biggest screen possible. The experience is rewarding, memorable, and once in a lifetime.